Now, a historic UN biodiversity treaty has been signed and ratified by negotiators from over 100 countries. The UN Global High Seas Biodiversity Pact has been a long-awaited step that environmental groups claim will not only preserve marine biodiversity but also help to reverse the biome losses.
Good evening-ish, ladies and gentlemen. The ship has reached the shore.
The pact, which is legally binding, has been under consideration and negotiations for almost 15 years. The talks failed to reach a conclusion last fall and remain suspended until recommendations were made last month to resume negotiations. The discussions, which were led by the UN, saw breakthrough after 5 protracted rounds and was finally ratified on Saturday, a day after the original deadline. The treaty is aimed at increasing the ambit of protection for land and sea to 30% by 2030, a target unanimously agreed as 30 under 30 in Montreal last December.
We have finished the text of the agreement, and the text of the agreement will be what is the word I'm looking for? We will run through the text for technical edits. The text will then be translated into all 6 language versions, and at a time to be specified, we will formally adopt the text in all 6 official languages of the United Nations.
Now, for more on this, we are being joined by Erik Solheim, who is a former Minister of International Development in Norway and former UN Environment Executive Director and Under-Secretary General of the United Nations. Thank you for being with us. Now, what kind of an impact is this treaty expected to have on the biodiversity and biome of the world's oceans?
I believe this is probably one of the most important international treaties which are under discussions in the world today, because we have no regulations, so the open sea is basically open to anyone to start deep sea mining or to do overfishing. And we have of course close regulations of the coastal waters, whether it's in India, China, or United States. They are very well regulated now, but the open sea, any company, any nation, whoever irresponsible, can start deep sea mining, create environment havoc, or start overfishing and destroy the open sea. So we need regulations, and they can only come through this process.
Right, and why has it taken 15 long years to finally agree on the terms of this treaty?
One factor is that we know very little of the oceans. Interestingly enough, I think we know a lot more about the moon or even on Mars than we know of the seafloor. So there is a lot of uncertainty. But the main reason why we haven't reached an agreement is that there are different opinions, basically between developed nation on one side and the developing nation on the other side. Look, only the most advanced nations technologically will be able at this stage to utilize the seafloor for, say, deep sea mining. United States, Europe, maybe China can do this, but obviously developing nations don't have that ability. So there is a difference of interest here, but everyone should agree that we need to be cautious. We cannot allow anyone to start destroying what is common property for humanity.
Thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast with all the latest on that treaty. WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.